was that?
That's a Tyrannosaurus.
I don't think so. It sounds bigger.
Follow me! Wait, he's coming back! Head for the tree!
This is how you make dinosaurs?
Oh, this is how you play God. He's calling for help.
They could talk to each other.
To a degree we never imagined.
They set a trap. They actually set a trap.
Probably won't get off this island alive. Oh my God.
What is it?
It's a bird cage.
For what?
What is happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is your boy D-WIZZLE, and I'm here with Shannon, Geoffrey, and we are continuing on with our Jurassic Park series leading up to Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom coming out soon. Today we're going to be talking about Jurassic Park 3. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting video for sure.
We're gonna have a fight.
We're gonna have a fight.
We're gonna have a
yeah.
fight.
So we already did reviews on Jurassic Park and The Lost World. If you guys haven't watched those videos, I'm going to leave a link in the description below so you guys can watch that, and then you guys can watch this. Or if you guys just want to get right into our thoughts about Jurassic Park 3, then continue on to watch. It's going to be an interesting video, to say the least. So, we love the first Jurassic Park. One of our favorite films ever. The Lost World, not so much. It was a huge disappointment from the first film.
Mediocre.
It was mediocre. We didn't think it was the worst thing ever, but it's like compared to the good quality of the first film, it left a lot to be desired. So, once again, I didn't know this movie existed at the time after watching Lost World for the first time when I was a kid. And at that point, I was like, okay, I'll see a third one. Maybe they learned from their mistakes from the second film. It looks exciting. They had a new logo with the Spinosaurus, and I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. This is going to probably put some more emphasis on other dinosaurs other than the T-Rex and the Raptors. I'm like, okay. And I saw the trailer for this movie, and it looked really cool. I saw Alan Grant was back. And the Raptors looked pretty cool, and we got some sneak peeks of the Spinosaurus. Looked awesome. So I also didn't see this in the theater. Parents refused to take me to see it.
I was 4 when it came out.
Yeah.
2001?
2001.
Or was it 2003?
It's 2001.
It was, okay.
Yeah. So I think I was like maybe.
I was born in 97.
I was born in 95.
Okay.
So
you were 6 then.
Yeah, I was 6. So I didn't see it right away. So yeah, it was a few years later. So I think I saw it like when I was 12, 13 or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, so I saw this on TV. It was like Jurassic Park 3. I'm like, okay, sure, let's see this. I'm still into this world of Jurassic Park, and I'm hoping it'll be a whole lot better than the first film. And this was a steaming pile of dinosaur turds. Yeah, this movie sucked. I was not this mad at a franchise in so long that they released this crap. Steven Spielberg didn't come back to direct this. Instead, they got
He was his executive producer, though.
He was.
But
He was executive producing, I think, for the rest of the Jurassic Park movies going forward.
Yeah,
Also.
Jurassic World.
Yeah. So they got Joe Johnson. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Joe Johnson. He was responsible for The Rocketeer. He directed Captain America: The First Avenger. So I was thinking, okay, yeah, we're gonna get a good movie. No, this is the worst film he's made. This is so bad. Oh my God, what happened? What happened? Oh my gosh, we're gonna get into it, but anyway, Shannon, what did you think about Jurassic Park 3?
I actually, you know what? I saw this at a very young age. I went straight from watching Jurassic Park 1, 2, 3. I didn't see The Lost World until after I saw, like, Jurassic World, I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
but
wow.
yeah, it took me a long time to see The Lost World. But like the thing is that I don't know, it's just I really did like it. The Spinosaurus did scare me, even though in real life the Spinosaurus is actually significantly smaller than the T-Rex.
We'll get to that.
Which got me confused because my brother had all of like the toys and I was like fighting them, you know, the two, and I was like, wow, that's smaller than this one. But like the thing is that I don't know, I think the animatronics were very mediocre compared to Jurassic Park, and I will like say that, especially when they first get on the island after the airplane scene, the iconic, awesome airplane scene. The problem with the animatronics was when they come across this T-Rex that's feeding off of another dinosaur, and Dr. Grant is like, don't worry, you know, it's dead. Or like the T-Rex like looked up and like, you know, they saw it was like eating the dead animal that they were talking about. So like Dr. Grant was like, nobody move a muscle. Like that part, when the T-Rex like roared at it, obviously it was very robotic. It was,
It looked like animatronics from a theme park.
Yeah,
just not in a good way.
Right, exactly. It looked actually like the park, or you know, the Universal's ride.
Yeah.
It looked like the dinosaur from Universal's ride. But like the thing is that like also the same thing with the Spinosaurus after it killed the T-Rex, which was very CGI, by the way, the fight between the Spinosaurus and the T-Rex at that part. The Spinosaurus turned into a robot and was like roaring over the dead T-Rex, and you could definitely tell with that too. So,
and that was the best practical effect in the entire movie.
Right, and so I feel like it was harder to tell, like even though you could technically tell at Jurassic Park what was CGI and what was animatronics, Jurassic Park 3 was so easy to tell what was a robot and what was CGI. It was just way too easy, just because the robots were so classic, like theme parky robots, you know. So that's the only thing that got me. But I did really, I like the storyline, even though it was like what we were talking about in The Lost World, where there was a lot of family dynamic in it, where there was like, you know, the family looking for the son. So there was a lot of background between this family that we don't really exactly care about. They're the reason why they're on the island. But I don't know, it's just, I still feel like I did like it. There wasn't too much, but there was enough to push the storyline, in my opinion.
Okay.
But I did like it. I thought it was scary, but yeah. Anyway.
Okay. All right. So.
You don't like Isla Sorna. That's why you don't like it.
No, I don't like Site B. But one, and they come back to it again.
Yeah.
I was not thrilled about that. But one thing I will say something nice about Site B is that they did explore it more. So we did see more of the abandoned stations at Site B. So I was
the labs
and stuff. So I was a little more interested in that. With Site B and The Lost World, I just felt it was just another generic island that they just shoehorned in there. But they gave Site B more of a purpose in this movie. So I will say that good thing about Site B. So we have big differences about the Spinosaurus, because I feel the Spinosaurus in this movie is the biggest problem with this film. It is the biggest problem. So
technically, yeah, because it's the biggest in the island, according to the storyline. But
well, yeah. So now I was actually rooting for the Spinosaurus because I saw him in the promotional stuff, and I was actually looking forward to it. It looked cool. It looked awesome. But the problem with the Spinosaurus is that the movie was literally going out of its way to make it the baddest dinosaur on that island, to the point where they're making it so OP that it's ridiculous. It's like they're trying to make this better than the T-Rex. When we know, you know, we do research on dinosaurs, we know the Spinosaurus is not better than the T-Rex.
Smaller.
And the whole thing about the Spinosaurus being the biggest dinosaur on the island No, 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 no.
I think it's technically longer in real life.
Longer,
right?
sure,
it's
but
not
it was
shorter.
bigger also.
The T-Rex has the high ground.
T-Rex has the high ground. It should have the high ground, but it didn't have the high ground in this movie.
Right.
Like, literally, the movie is going out this way being like, screw the T-Rex. Screw people who like the T-Rex. It's about the Spinosaurus now. Forget about it. And going back, yeah, let's talk about that T-Rex Spinosaurus scene because, oh my gosh. First of all, I was ready for that fight scene, T-Rex and the Spinosaurus fighting. I was ready. Not only was it only 2 minutes long, but literally, the Spinosaurus snaps the neck of the T-Rex, and that's it. It wasn't even that much of a fight. Now, I'm not going to pick on the CGI because I don't think there was a way for you to mix the practical and the CGI effects for that fight. It had to be full CGI. Now,
Right.
the fight was too short, and you pretty much kicked people in the balls, whoever was a fan of the T-Rex, being like, screw you, like this Spinosaurus. No, I don't like this Spinosaurus. Not only was the practical effects in the Spinosaurus like animatronics from a theme park, as we said, and the CGI was not well rendered, but literally, there's a whole bunch of instances in this movie where the Spinosaurus is doing impossible crap, going back to they don't respect the rules and the physics from the first film. It is mind-boggling to me how much liberties they're taking with this film. Literally, it's like there's instances where the Spinosaurus is chased. First of all, they're not treating these dinosaurs like they're animals. They're treating them like they are freaking
Spies.
serial
Really,
killer
yeah.
spy monsters. They established in the previous film, well, at least in the first film, that a T-Rex is not going to go out its way to hunt humans. Like, yeah, if you're in his facility, they're going to eat you, but they're not going to go out their way to hunt you down because there's other prey bigger than humans that they could go after. This Spinosaurus is on a mission to hunt these humans in this movie. Like, literally, it's a serial killer. Every instance it's popping up being like, surprise, here I come, I'm gonna eat you, you can't hide from me. And I'm like,
It's like the fence scene when they were separated by the fence, and all of a sudden you hear the phone call, and you're like,
first of all, there is no way
That was
you can
iconic.
hear a phone in the belly of a Spinosaurus.
it was a radio satellite phone.
I don't give a crap.
It was
Stomach
big.
acid should have melted the cell phone by then. But we hear it in the belly. That is some cartoon stupid crap. And yeah, going back to
Awesome.
that. So yeah, they're at the fence and the humans are able to escape in the fence. But the Spinosaurus can just seamlessly break the fence like it's nothing.
Yeah.
But wait a minute. So they're not even consistent with that because they go into this other building and the freaking goose can't break through the doors of a station, but you broke through a fence which was built to keep the dinosaurs at that part of the island.
There was a tear in it. That's how they got through, though. But there was like a tear in the basement.
There was a little tiny tear. That doesn't matter. It's a freaking
Yeah, it had
doors.
start. I don't know.
And it wasn't even keeping the doors that locked. It was freaking these little handles keeping them there. The freaking flamingo could have broke through the building at any time, but they didn't. Jesus Christ.
Because it had a fin.
Jesus Christ, I hate
talk.
this flamingo. It feels like a kaiju monster. And it's not a kaiju monster, it's a dinosaur. It's a dinosaur. They don't even have the physics right. Like, this is a huge gaping inconsistency. That was my biggest problem with the movie. But that's not my only problem with the film. The human characters in this movie, with the exception of Sam Neill, are stupid. Stupid.
What about Billy?
No, even he was dumb because he was the one that took
He
the
stole the
eggs
raptor eggs.
from the raptors. And it's like, what? Are you dumb?
Eric was pretty smart for a 13-year-old.
Oh yeah, I forgot the kid. I'm sorry.
Eric was smart.
The kid and Sam
Eric
Neill.
was a survivalist.
Yeah, they were the smartest ones in the movie. But everyone else was making stupid decisions. First of all, the plot,
Right.
how they got the plot forward didn't make any sense either.
Yeah.
So the kid and I guess that's some other guy. I guess it's like his I don't know who it is. I don't care. But they're parasailing.
The boyfriend.
Huh?
The boyfriend. That's what it is.
The boyfriend.
Ben.
Yeah, the boyfriend. Yeah. So they're
Ben the boyfriend.
so they're selling they're sailing right outside of the island, I think by Site
Which was
B.
illegal.
Illegal, but okay, whatever. So there's freaking clouds by the ocean, and like the boat that's carrying them sailing goes through the clouds, and they disappear, and the ship is destroyed like that. This movie feels like a cartoon, and then that's where they're sent. The sail sends them straight to the island, and they're pretty much on this mission to save the kid. So they have the parents get Sam Neill. The parents in this movie are terrible. They are terrible.
Kirby Enterprises.
Yeah, those people, they're terrible. But anyway, they get Sam Neill. They trick Sam Neill to go to the island so they can just sail over the island and point out dinosaurs from the plane.
Yeah.
Called a dinosaur. So it's called Dinosaur. And they're tricking him to go to the island because they're thinking he can help them find their son.
Yeah.
And also you have that stupid part where Sam Neill was sleeping and he freaking dreams about a raptor saying,
that was
Alan,
awesome. That
Alan.
scared me when I saw
That did not scare me. I was like, really, dog?
The raptors were so awesome. That like I'll probably get more.
They look awesome.
No.
They look awesome.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you once
Oh
we get
my
to
gosh!
that.
So I'm glad that Grant is back because there was no reason for him not to come back in the second film. They didn't even ask him to come back, so I'm glad they asked him to come back in this movie. And they had I keep forgetting her name.
Ellie.
They brought Ellie back.
Briefly, yes.
Yeah, I was happy to see them both, and they're gonna raise a family, and they have children. Oh wait, no. Apparently they split up, and she has a family with somebody else.
Which, it makes sense because Sam Neill's character is supposed to be, Grant is supposed to be this independent, smart, I'm a paleontologist, survivalist type thing. I'm an independent. So like the thing is that I can kind of go without the whole Ellie and Dr. Grant. Like, it's sad because I do love Ellie, so I love that like relationship that they kind of had. But that's not what drove Jurassic Park 1. It doesn't necessarily need to be, like they still have this kinship, and Ellie in the end is what saved them from the island, because Ellie were the people who called, like, what was it, like the army. The army. They all came with tanks and everything, which was awesome.
Which was also
Only
another
Ellie
inconsistency, which I'll talk about later. But anyway, continue.
But like Ellie, she comes through. Like that's what was so cool. She had such a small part in this movie, but like she was the one who saved them all. That's what was so cool. And in the beginning, when they were talking about like the raptors and everything, this is why I love the raptors so much in this movie. They were talking about the raptors, the two of them, and he said, like, we discovered more things about raptors, and they were smarter than primates. They would have been the dominant species if they lived with humans. So with that being said, raptors technically should have acted smarter than humans in this movie because they made that statement. Okay. So I give them a pass for making the raptors very smart. And then, which also gave us that iconic moment when they were in the lab and the raptor like disguised itself as a display.
I actually like
that was amazing.
That was cool.
Oh my gosh, I get chills every time. But yeah, so like, and then like Dr. Grant, when they were running out and Dr. Grant turned around, he's like, oh my God, it's calling for help, like you get these amazing iconic moments where you're like, what are they up against? What's gonna happen? These animals are smarter than humans. And they have a really good reason to chase down the human beings. And I understand the Spinosaurus, should just be chasing after whatever it sees and everything. The raptors have a really good reason because Billy stole their eggs. So, so if they don't have the Spinosaurus chasing after them, they have a good reason for the raptors to chase after them. So that's why I think the raptors are probably one of the most important things. And they're scarier in this movie than they were at Jurassic Park. I think they created them in a very, like, I don't know, they look longer in this one. Like the tails look longer, they look like thinner kind of. They just look very aerodynamic and scary. They've got some feathers going on. Yeah, which is actually more accurate with how they study how the raptors would look now. So it's like, I'm glad they incorporate the feathers there. So yeah. So I think the raptors were really awesome in this movie.
Okay, so going back to Ellie and Grant. So I do get those points that Grant is like Daniel Stanley said, he's like a family man at first, but I felt like, to me, I felt like they were trying to ease him into being a family man, and I just liked Grant and Ellie together so much, you know. And it's like, I'm glad they didn't like focus so much time on it. It's like they're just putting sprinkles here and there, but it was enough for me to be invested. And you had that nice moment at the end where he's like, where the kids are falling asleep on his arms. It's like, that was so nice, and I wanted to see that in a future film. It's like maybe Grant can progress more as a character, because even though I like Grant in this movie, there really isn't anything that he did in this movie that made him better or worse as a character. So I felt like that instance with Ellie could have helped bring more. And for me personally, because I've seen many films where they put hints of two people coming, you know, being together in relationships, and you're invested in them at first. And then when the sequel comes, they just completely forget that and just goes in a different direction. And it's like, I just hate when movies play with our expectations with that, especially when we're starting to get invested in that, but then they're like, no, let's change it up, you know, because they want to be like, you know, breakups happen, not everyone gets together. Okay, I get that, but they're doing that every time. And it's like, I'm okay with Ellie not being in the movie that much, because there's no reason for you to go to that stupid island. And it's like, even Grant says in the movie, not a soul on this earth will ever get me back to that island. The only way they got him back to that island is knocking him out. So I'm glad they didn't go against his character and be like, okay, I guess I'll go there, even though I don't want to. No, they actually gave a good reason for that, so I was fine with that.
The only reason why he agreed to fly over the island was because Kirby told him that, you know, he would fund his dig sites and his paleontology, like, you know, explorations and everything. So it was for that, just like how he agreed to go to Jurassic Park in the first movie. Hammond agreed to fund him. So he's always looking for payment for his dig sites, but because he wants to learn more about, you know, dinosaurs, like what he was saying in the beginning of Jurassic Park 3. Jurassic Park is themed park monsters that he hates. He hates those dinosaurs. He loves learning about old dinosaurs in the rocks, you know. We're like, you know, in the rocks is where real scientists make real discoveries, is what he said. So he believes in those dinosaurs and that type of paleontology. He hates Jurassic Park though.
Yeah, so just like this, the problem was, it's just the reason they got to the island was so dim-witted and stupid. And so I'm trying to grab onto any dynamics in the film that I can, you know, that I'm actually invested in. And like Ellie and Grant was one of the very few, and they just threw it away. And they do a similar thing with the Jurassic World movies, which we'll talk about later, when they have Chris Pine and Bryce Dallas Howard's character.
Chris Pratt.
Yeah, Chris Pratt. I'm sorry, there's a bunch of Chris. Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans, there's a lot of Chris's. Yeah, Chris Pratt. Yeah, Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard's character in Jurassic World, they're alluding their relationship there, but then it seems like in Fallen Kingdom, they're going to throw away that again. I'm just like, come on, guys.
They definitely had a stronger relationship than Grant and Ellie, though.
Yeah.
But I think it's because of the age difference, too.
True. And also, you see in the beginning of the movie, when they're talking at the house, it's like you still feel the chemistry between the two. And so it's like, I want that, but they're not going to give us that. I'm just like,
they're both the same people, you know. They both hate Jurassic Park.
but they're not just talking about how they don't like Jurassic Park. They're just talking about simple stuff about, you know, the stuff that they're digging up and other animals, stuff like that. So I'm like, you feel the chemistry there, and it's like there's no chemistry with this other guy, and it's probably because we barely spend time with that other guy, which I don't care for. But just, that was the only thing I could grab onto character-wise, and it just threw it away, because like I said, the parents, they're so bad. I hated both of them. There's not a redeeming quality about those two. You dumb!
What's a bad idea?
What's a bad idea? It's like literally they're on an island full of roaming dinosaurs, and you think it's a good idea to get an amplifier and yell out, Ben! Are you stupid?
Really good impression.
You are dumb. What's a bad idea? And then that stupid line of, what was that? Is that a T-Rex? No.
It sounds bigger.
It sounds bigger? What does that mean? It sounds bigger.
It's louder. I don't know.
It's louder. Stupid Spinosaurus.
Oh my god.
God damn it, I hate them. And then the freaking other guys with the guns that tag along with them, they were just cannon fodder. They were just there to get killed. Didn't care for them.
Yeah, like that's the thing though, is that with those characters, they're very predictable. You knew they were going to get killed. Were there any that survived? No, all of the mercenaries died.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And what was the other guy that was with Grant?
Billy. Let's talk about Billy.
Okay, Billy.
I like Billy for a reason, but
okay. At first I did warm up to him. I thought it was all right.
Yeah.
But then when that twist happened with the eggs,
The raptor eggs.
I was like, you are the stupidest person I've ever seen. Even his reasoning didn't make any sense to do so. It's like, oh, we can take these raptors eggs and study them and whatever. And I'm like, does anybody understand?
I understand actually. I very much I
It's a bad idea to take these dinosaurs outside of that island.
Yeah.
It is a bad idea. And of course the raptors are gonna come after you because you took their eggs. You are dumb, but yeah, tell me why you understand.
I think like what Billy said, he did it with the best intentions. And
the worst scenarios happen with the best intentions.
Yes, exactly. That's what Grant said. But Grant also explained it very well to Eric when he was talking about it, and he said like there are two different types of boys, the astronomer and the astronaut. And Billy was the astronaut and Grant is the astronomer. He's the one who studies things from safety. It's the paleontologist, basically. But you never get to go up into space, basically. And Billy, I feel like Billy's character almost, this is how I interpreted it, like on a literary perspective, I guess. Mm-hmm. He almost represents the good of InGen, almost. Like, they're the best intentions. They want to discover by living amongst them. But what they don't understand is the ignorance behind it. And Billy learned that the hard way by stealing the raptor eggs. But like InGen hasn't learned just yet, but should be learning by now. But if they did learn, then we wouldn't have more Jurassic Park movies. But
yeah, exactly.
But the thing is that it's almost the good part of that idea of Jurassic Park, which is to learn more about the animals, to have a Jurassic World almost, to discover, to understand.
Jurassic World.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's, so it's just, it's like what Ms. Ronnie said, like the whole point of Jurassic World is to understand how new we are and how little we are and everything. And it's almost it's to teach people humility, and that's another good reason for Jurassic World, even though Jurassic World or Jurassic Park is not a good idea because of chaos theory. Yeah, so I think Billy almost took InGen's side by taking those raptor eggs, saying it would be worth a fortune to fund the dig sites, so which is what Dr. Grant had in mind for the reason why he took the tour guide job by Kirby. But the thing is that or Mr. Kirby, so he did have the best intentions, and I totally understand that. And he totally redeems himself by saving Eric. So I think Billy was a very, very cool character, I thought. And, he did something very ignorant and very young, but he learned his lesson, and he doesn't have much of a different mindset than InGen did, or Hammond, for that matter. But
all right. Maybe I was a little hard. I understand now. So.
He's cool. He's a cool kid. He's just young.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's one thing I will lean towards. Okay, that's not that bad. Okay, so let's talk about these raptors then.
Yes.
You're talking about how intelligent they are in this movie. Other than that scene where he was just freezing by the tube, that was a nice scene. But there is literally maybe 2 or 3 instances in this movie where they could have got the eggs and killed everybody else. But what do? They just stand around and talk. Like, Tom, hey, shall we eat this guy? I don't know, he had the eggs. We can get him. Lily, they're right there. Pounce and get your eggs. Literally, I'm just like, why are they standing there?
It's just because, like...
Well, first of all, before you get that, you're telling me that...
No, it was the flicker.
Is a raptor call?
No, it was that flicker. It was the little, like, you know, like...
Oh, that's even better.
Yes,
that's even...
Mr. Kirby was like, call for help. So he imitated through the nasal, or, you know, like... What is that? Was that like the voice box?
Yeah, I think it was like a nasal from the,
it was something
from the
like
skeleton
right
that
here.
they used to, like, yeah.
Yeah, where the air comes out. So like it's kind of like a flute, you know, but like, or a recorder, but like a raptor recorder. But
a raptor recorder. We have sunk in so low that a raptor recorder can distract raptors. Oh my gosh. Okay.
It tricked the raptors.
Why?
The raptors thought it heard another, because I mean, I wouldn't expect like a rapper. I wouldn't expect, like, if I came across a raptor and it started speaking English to me, I wouldn't expect it to be coming from the raptor. I'd expect it to be coming from like a person next to it, you know, like, just, I don't know, maybe. I mean, I've never been faced with that situation.
Yeah,
but like,
I mean, I guess it's like you've never been in that situation, so you can't say if a raptor recorder can't trick raptors.
Yeah.
Just go with it. This is what the mindset they gave us after the first movie. Just
play
go
along,
with it.
yeah.
Just play along with this stupid crap, even though we were so smart in the first film. But after this, we're just like, no, we're going to take physics and, like, hyperrealism to the next level.
I liked that part though when they told the raptors to go.
Now when people were so shocked when the raptor was going tom, 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 to call the other raptors, I was not surprised. Of course, the raptors do that. They call other raptors, so yeah, that's what they would do. I'm surprised they didn't do it in the previous two films.
It's just, I mean, like, when cows get tipped, cows don't ask the other cows to help them up, you know, like, it's just animals aren't really generally like that. Raptors were. Raptors have this almost like, well, in Jurassic Park that is, but like.
So I almost saw it as like a wolf call, because wolves call other wolves. So I'm like, okay, yeah, this is the progression of animals, and they're being like, as far as ones. Okay, that's cool. But don't just stand around and talk. Don't talk about your food.
They have a language, though. That's what's so cool, is that they have a very intricate language where it's like, okay, so you stand over here. It's just like in Jurassic Park with the hunter guy who was eaten by the raptor. He was like, clever girl. It's because, or like what Grant was telling the little kid in the beginning of Jurassic Park, it's, they have a very specific, they're not like lions that just go for the jugular and kill you. Raptors will have a bait, and then there's another raptor on the side, you know, so like, how do they plan that? They communicate with each other, they talk about it with each other. So that's what's been happening through the whole franchise, is that they have this language. And what Grant was able to do with the fake raptor voice was he was able to trick them, saying like, hey, your raptor buddy's calling you. Do you want to really waste time with us, or do you want to go help them? You know, so, which is what they did. What's interesting to me is that they didn't, which, you know, I will agree with you at some part, why didn't they just kill the humans and then go help the raptor that they thought, you know? So it's like, why did they leave the humans? I don't know,
like,
maybe
why
they weren't
do they have
hungry?
to go at the same time? Why can't there be a portion of raptors that eat them and get their eggs, and then the other raptors can go help whatever the call was?
Right.
It's like, if they're really that smart, they would have thought about that, but they don't.
They would have just killed the,
So I'm just like, and then there are other times where there's more than one raptor chasing after the humans, and they don't just stand around and talk, being like, how should we pick them apart? Should we go to the left, or should we go to the right? Should we take an arm? Should we take a foot? I'm like, what is going on?
It was also cool how they did set a trap, though, for Mr. I think it was who's the mercenary that stayed long enough, and he had kind of like a baldish head. mustache.
Yeah,
I
that
can't
guy.
remember his name.
I don't know. That's how little factor he plays in the movie.
No, but oh my gosh, I know his name. I swear. I don't. But like he was
let's
the
bring up
bait.
the cast. Well, I got the cast list right here. Here,
Like
you can look it up.
I can hear her voice, like the mom's voice, when like Miss Cooper, Udesky. Mr. Udesky. Yeah,
I remember that name.
Really, he was the bait. He was like, the Raptors set a trap, and then when she went to go help him, and then she ended up hanging off of the tree, the Raptors all swarmed and tried to attack her, so it's like...
That was clever, that was smart, but that was some Roadrunner Looney Tunes stuff. Wait, you left us as a trap, and they actually went... So I like that scene, but it was ridiculous. Also, I'm like,
Raptors are smarter than primates in this movie.
so it's
though.
like, yeah, this is war for the This is the war for the planet of the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
But
The sun went away.
yeah, I'm glad it's not like beaming out now.
I know.
Yeah, we were outside.
Dying.
But okay, but yeah. So I'll admit there's some cool stuff with the Raptors, but I just thought there was some dumb stuff also. I had a hard time suspending my disbelief in certain instances. But one other thing I thought was really good, surprisingly, the pterodactyls. I like the pterodactyl. The pterodactyl scene I really enjoyed. And not a lot of people talk about the pterodactyl scene, but I'm like, that was really cool. It's like up to that point we were just getting the flamingo and these dumb talking raptors. So I'm like, okay, what about the other dinosaurs? Like, where's the pterodactyls? Like, they only showed up at the tail end of Lost World, like literally the tail end, and it was like, they weren't in the rest of the film. So I'm glad they played a factor in this movie. And yeah, that whole sequence on the river and stuff, I thought that was really good. There was one kind of dumb thing about them that I didn't like. When the pterodactyl took the kid and was feeding it to the children, why did the pterodactyl drop it right on top of the children? Why did they drop it next to them? Do they have to work to get the food? Like, that's not how birds work. They would like literally drop the food on them and pick it apart because convenience of the plot. It would be too easy if they just dropped it there. The movie would be over. That's why.
I don't know.
That was just one little thing where I'm like, why would you put it next to? I don't see any birds put like the worms next to the nest. They would put it right in where the mouth can get it.
I mean, the pterodactyls did end up attacking Eric, and Eric did run for it, and Billy saved him.
Okay.
So, I don't know. I mean,
if there's any like
did get
geologist
nipped.
experts that could tell me why these inconsistencies are happening, maybe they're accurate, please comment down below.
They're a bird specialist. What are they called?
Birds better, I don't know.
Aviologist?
I don't know. Comment down below what is that too, because I don't know.
I don't know.
But if there's
Just
any
paleontologists.
paleontologists, if there's
know anything
anyone
about
that knows
pterodactyls.
about that and is actually they think this movie's accurate, then please tell us, because I don't know. I'm judging it from face value, and I'm like, this is not smart. What is going on? But
who would have a degree and say, yeah, Jurassic Park is accurate?
they'd probably be looking at us and be like, are you kidding me right now? Jurassic Park is the most fake stuff ever.
It's like in Friends when Rachel said to Ross, Jurassic Park can't happen, and Ross got all mad.
It's like, what are you talking about? We're talking about a movie where a mosquito can create dinosaur DNA. Like, no.
Dino DNA.
The dinosaurs. But yeah, the pterodactyl thing was good.
I know. I did like the pterodactyl scene a heck of a lot more than the Spinosaurus Egypticus scene with the when they set the dinosaur on fire.
Oh, and the Spinosaurus somehow survived.
Yeah, and then they just ran away, but like they didn't end up killing the Spinosaurus, but they never saw him again.
Never saw him again, so I guess he was done hunting them.
Yeah,
now,
he's like,
after
okay,
the fourth attempt.
you set me on fire, so I'm going home.
I'm going to go home.
I quit.
It's like Shere Khan in the Jungle Book. Fire? Okay, I'm not messing with you no more.
It's like in Emperor's New Groove, when the guard was like, I've been turned into a cow. Can I go home? I've been set on fire, so I'll just see you guys later.
The weakness of animals is fire. Keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Even these dinosaurs, the
You
weakness
come across
is
a
fire.
dinosaur, set it on fire. Oh my gosh. It was like the Indominus, where they shot it with the bazooka, right? And he
They
just ran
did.
away.
Just
He's
ran
like,
away.
I'm out of here.
Oh, my God, fire in the eye. Oh, God.
Run. But yeah.
But yeah, so, and then talking to about the military that Ellie was somehow able to get, even though they're not that famous of paleontologists, to get the army to help them.
Yeah.
But okay, sure. And somehow Billy was able to survive, even though we thought he died from the raptors eating them.
How did they find him?
How did they find him?
That's what I don't think anybody could explain that.
Yeah,
So they
can
left it
anybody
open.
explain in the comments if there's a valid reason how they're able to find him?
How did he get away?
How did he get away?
He
Why
was in
did the
an
raptors eat
aviary
them?
by himself.
Yeah.
He was left by himself by all of the pterodactyls. I swear, like, because he went down the river, and I swear you could see blood as the pterodactyl, like, looked over its shoulder to, like, look at the, you know, so it's like, he lost a lot of blood. How did he get away? And how did they find him? Like, how did he find Grant's hat? Like, what happened? Everything worked out in the end. I
Everything
swear.
works out, and then they like to tail end. They try to. Okay, so in the first film, they're able to balance the sentimental stuff with the scary stuff. So they try to have a two couple sentimental moments in the movie where multiple.
Many.
Probably because I only remember two
With the
that were
family.
actually significant with the family. Okay, whatever. But there is a scene with the brachiosauruses where they're sailing towards it. First of all, that was the wrong time to be doing a sentimental moment with the brachiosauruses. You just got off of this very heated, intense chase with the Spinosaurus, and then you want to be like.
Oh, it was a pterodactyl, I think.
I mean,
Yeah.
the pterodactyl scene.
Yeah.
But then they want to
Just
be all
before the
sentimental.
Spinosaurus.
It's like, it's Jurassic Park. Forget that dark scene that you saw just a few minutes ago.
Like, dinosaurs are all right, you know? Like,
The brachiosauruses looked kind of weird too. It's like they had the red like on their face. They looked like aliens. I'm
Yeah.
like, ugh,
Brachiosaurus
no.
and everything, like, were my favorite especially in Jurassic World, too, because, like, they're so sweet and so, like, gentle.
Yeah.
And they're cute.
Yeah.
They did look kind of weird in this one. They looked like Land Before Timey type
Yeah,
stuff.
they want to put colors on the dinosaurs, and I'm just like, this
They
is what I'm
look kinda
saying.
funky.
They don't know what tone the movies are now. They're just doing this cartoon stuff.
Right.
And then at the very end, when the movie's about to end, the pterodactyls are flying away from the island, and they're being like, where are they going? Are they're going to find a new place,
New
and
nesting ground.
new nesting ground, and it's like, oh, that's nice. And to that I say, are you guys stupid?
Like, I dare them
They
to
find
nest in
new nesting
Oklahoma.
grounds somewhere else. People are in danger. No, you should not be happy or like, oh, to this. No, that is not how you end it.
They're going straight to Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, you better hide your kids, hide your wife, because the pterodactyls are coming to eat your children. So, what?
Where is it supposed to be? Is it supposed to be like Puerto
Off to
Rico?
Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
Yeah, they're off Costa Rica.
So they're relatively like closer to like what I don't have a map in front
I don't have
of
a
me,
map.
yeah.
But
But
it's
they're
like,
close.
They're close to human lives.
Close enough
Human casualties.
to not want them to fly. Yeah, they
No.
might get tired before they hit
They might get tired.
land. But I mean, all they had to do, like in Jurassic World, they had to take a boat, you know,
Yeah.
to Isla Nublar. No, Isla Nublar.
Isla Nublar.
Oh my
There's
gosh,
some
I
weird
couldn't
names
pronounce
in
it.
these movies,
Right. But yeah. Anyway, so I don't know. I mean, I think all of the sentimental stuff were with the family, especially with the Kirbys, because like there was that talk like when they were getting changed and how like he lost weight and he's been swimming. He learned how to swim and like it was that. It was when she ran off and he went after her and they were hugging it out like after they found Ben's skeleton. There was that moment. There was, the moment where they found Eric and kind of like had a talk with that, and he was saying like he misses fishing, so there were like a lot of moments where like, you added characteristics to these characters that like, I don't know. So I see it like if you don't want that, then this is not the movie for you. I don't know. I felt that there wasn't too much, but there were some clips that were just kind of like, okay, let's keep going, you know.
So, I think some people are going to ask me now at this point, which one is worse for you, Lost World or this one? For me, I think...
I'm gonna punch you.
Yeah.
I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah, so I'll say by default, Lost World is a better made film. However, to me, it's a pick your poison type thing because Lost World is trying to be so grand and full of meaning and just, you know, just full of, you know, grandeur, but it ends up being bloated and hollow and just idiotic. But this movie it knows it's a waste of time and there's a bunch of stupid stuff happening, but it's mercifully shorter and to the point. So, I don't know. I don't want to watch either of these again anytime soon. Like, I'm sorry. I can't get with this stuff. And again, I don't mind if the Jurassic Park films, they don't want to just do the park stuff every movie. I get it. If you want to have it be an animal, like Monster Hunt movie or something, that's fine. But can you please stick to the physics that you established in the first movie? Don't be so lazy and dumb with the writing. It's getting worse and worse. I'm glad Jurassic World, they recovered from some of that, but there's still some stuff that they're just letting be. And it's like, this could have been a lot more clever of an adventure film or a monster film. It could have been a lot more clever than this and more consistent, but it's not. I can't.
How is it not consistent?
I just went through it. Rewind the video and listen to my points. Overall, this movie was a mess. I have never been so angry at a film. I don't know how they let this stuff happen. This movie is so stupid. I'm not saying that there wasn't anything in the movie that I didn't enjoy. There was some cool dinosaur sequences in there. Pterodactyl scene was great. Spinosaurus, when it's not being so stupid, there were some cool moments here. And the raptors, when they were just standing around and talking, yeah, it was cool. But overall, it was so dumb. It's just, I can't watch this again.
I liked it.
Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I know there's fans out there for this one too. So, by all means, in the comments, tell me why you enjoyed this movie, because I have no idea. But overall, I have to give Jurassic Park 3 a C-. Oh man, this almost killed my love for the franchise. Sorry. But yeah, what do you give it, Shannon?
I give it a B. I just don't see how anybody can look at Jurassic Park 3 and say it was worse than The Lost World. Okay. I really don't see. I feel like this was a solid Jurassic Park movie. I felt like I was watching a Jurassic Park movie when I was watching it. Like, they were back on Jurassic Park with Dr. Grant. It was just a different island, so they're exposed to different dinosaurs. But, like I said, the raptors were scarier. I thought, the CGI was good. The animatronics could have been better. Definitely could have been better. But I liked it. I would give it a B.
Yeah, give me smarter characters. Like, why is
Dr. Grant is a smart character.
Okay, but what about everyone else? Like, can't we have
Billy's just
a
young.
band of people? No, the parents are dumb. The soldiers are dumb.
Yes. Eric is smart.
Yeah, up until the eggs, but I understand why. I get it, but it's just there's so many blockheaded decisions in this franchise overall. I'm just like, come on, guys.
But that's how you get a good storyline to continue. Just bad decisions.
I guess so, because they somehow was able to make a fourth film many years later, and we will talk to you about Jurassic World next. If you guys enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up, comment your thoughts down below. You can subscribe to my channel to be updated on the next video I'll be doing. Make sure you subscribe to Shannon Geoffrey's channel. She does a bunch of funny skits, a lot of cool stuff on there. You're welcome. Thank you as always for watching, and we will see you guys in the next one. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
What?
Named it to Nash. He must have had it when he...